What is going on, guys? Welcome to the 39th episode of the Solgr and Fusha Only Show podcast. I am Solgr Only.
With the one and only Fusha. Be here.
And once again, we're actually doing first of all, once again, we're joined by Homicidal Lou as well. How you doing today, bud?
I'm doing really well. Thank you.
That's good. We're actually doing this one a day later than usual. So it's actually Monday. We usually do this on Sunday evenings, but
we went out to, didn't go out to dinner, but I had dinner with the family.
Yeah. Because because we also didn't do our episode last Sunday either, so we didn't get to do our
I don't remember where we didn't do it last Sunday though.
Big event. I can't remember either.
Sunday, but this Sunday.
Right. So you may or may not know, we finally
tied the knot.
Yes, we finally got married.
Are officially married, and I buckled my legs, my knees, and my sister's like, bend your knees, you're gonna pass out. And I didn't believe her until I got lightheaded in the parking lot after it all went down.
Mm-hmm.
And everything has been going by so fast, like the reception, everything's been like, boom, done. Next thing you know, it's 10 o'clock. It's like, whoa, wait, where'd the day go?
I know, it was crazy because we got engaged roughly around 11 months ago, between 11 months and a year ago, and so we definitely knew it was coming up. We knew the date was rapidly approaching, but it also kind of snuck up on us in a weird way and then just kind of flew by.
Yeah, it did. But the dress is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
He was gorgeous, and we have a recording, and
we were both shaking so bad.
We really were. And I was just like holding his hands like, dear God, this is happening. And it didn't feel real until we actually walked into the room. And it was like, oh, okay, we're saying our dues. And we originally wanted to do our own personal vows. But with how everything snuck up on us, we just did the courthouse regular ones. And the first thing she had me repeat, I felt like I said it so fast. I'm like, whoa. Slow down. It's okay. Just remember how to pronunciate words.
Yeah, I was the same way. I was really focusing on the pronunciation.
I didn't take my eyes off of him. Maybe once or twice I glanced over at the judicial court lady,
the
minister, the judge that married us. I looked over at her like maybe once. Other than that, my eyes were glued to you. Like, I didn't even look at anybody else in the room. I'm just like, this is happening. So yeah, thank you so much. We are officially married.
Yes,
I love it.
It's about time.
I love it so much.
Yeah, I mean, because like I said, it was a year ago, when we got engaged. So like we had been waiting in anticipation, and then it just like came so fast as well too.
And then we had a total moment. Because we've been together 4.5 years, and our 8-year anniversary of being together is going to be our 3rd-year wedding anniversary. And 3 is my number, so it's just like these signs pointing it's meant to be.
Yeah, because 3 is your number, 8's mine, and we're both. Well, no, that's not really OCD, but we're both
particular about few things.
Yeah, and we we really put a lot of importance into like signs and stuff like that,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, one arm motocross. Thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to Soldier's Army.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're just a bit particular because it's like, even though we originally wanted to do it on the 13th and we ended up doing it on the 23rd, even the 23rd has meaning to us as to why we decided to do it that day.
Yeah.
We're just weird.
Yeah. Exactly.
2 peas in a pod.
So yeah, so that's pretty much why, and then so why we didn't do the podcast last night is we got home late because we went to your family's house for dinner last night.
Where they're all, welcome to the family. Hello, Miss So-and-so. I'm like, oh. And my nephews wanted to see the ceremony, and they're like, and I almost cried at the ceremony. I had to take a breath because I was like, if I cry, you're gonna cry.
Yeah.
But you can hear it in my words when I first started repeating. I'm like,
yeah, yeah. It was a great one. And then also I want to mention real quick as well too. 2 days out, so we got married on Wednesday, and then 2 days later on Friday night we had like a reception kind of little party get together here. And some of the homies from the stream were actually here in person. Inebriation, I finally met Saint Demon in person,
which was an awesome time.
So, and that went off without a hitch too. It was our first time, like, kind of, we don't really party that much anymore.
It was really our first time hosting any kind of party together where it's like, hey, yeah, come over here. I mean, not to be TMI, but I'm just glad we got the toilet fixed before everybody showed up.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yeah, it's... Being an adult isn't always the best, but it was a really good turnout for the reception. We ended up just having pizza, and it was really nice to meet Saint.
I know. The only way it could have been any better is if all the homies from Europe could have been there, like Homicidal and Solaris and FGS.
Yeah.
I know. I wish there was a way that I could show you guys like the dress and. You shared the GIF.
Well, pictures and there's some of the stuff I could put on Twitter and things like that.
I took a bunch of screenshots from the video, and my niece is still gonna get us the photos that she did take.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been quite the eventful week. So
it really has been.
So other than that, we'll continue on with pretty much what we've been getting into. Let's start with Homicidal. So what's some of this stuff you have been playing the last couple weeks? Actually, normally we just do the last week, but since we haven't had an episode for a couple weeks, so.
Well, I've already gone through this in our daily does, but Slime Rancher is one of the main things I've gotten into.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing a whole bunch of Slime Rancher. I've completed the main storyline for it.
Okay, so there is like an actual like quest and stuff, like okay.
I mean, as you go through the levels, the last part of the world is actually the Slime Desert.
Okay.
And you've got to go to the end of the Slime Desert to read the last message of the guy under the name of H. That originally owned the Slime Ranch that you were on. Then you get your last message from your friend Casey, which is like in a good couple hundred, but like further than 100 days, I believe.
Okay.
And then the credits come, and I'm gonna have to say the credits do actually get quite emotional.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't be expecting
the music and the credits, like, because if you really think about it, the main antagonist, which is the character you're playing as, and the friend Casey, like in two different, planets technically, because the Slime Ranch is in a completely different planet.
Right.
And if you think about it, they ain't gonna see each other, like. So that's where it all gets emotional.
Right. Yeah.
I've also had access to different games with a membership on Xbox Live under the name of Xbox Game Pass.
Okay, so you did you are doing that, the Xbox Game Pass?
Yes, and so far the Xbox Game Pass has been amazing. Basically, you can get games such as Dirt Rally, Des Riding 3, Farming Simulator, and even Halo 5 Guardians. Whilst you're in the membership, you can get them and play them for free.
Right, yeah, because I think I've heard it referred to as it's kind of like Netflix but with games. So there's like a membership fee, like a monthly membership fee or whatever, but then you have unlimited, all the games.
I've been seeing
it's like Netflix for games.
I've been seeing so many Office memes where it has that Steve Carell guy, and it has him like in 4 different wigs, and it's like when you're creating a new account to get the free month trial.
Yeah. Right.
It was great. I've been seeing a lot more of those lately.
See, and I've been thinking about that with the Xbox Game Pass. I mean, because I've talked about it a little bit, but we have GameFly and stuff, so.
Yeah.
If it's cheaper, I don't see the problem with switching.
Yeah, I haven't really looked into it too much, and aren't they? They're constantly like adding more games to the pass, aren't they? Like a lot.
Yes, they are. You're a fan of Resident Evil, right?
Oh yeah, huge fan of them.
Resident Evil 0 is on the Xbox Game Pass.
And that's one I still need to play too.
And Resident Evil 6. Just come across them.
Okay, see, I didn't hate that as bad as a lot of Resident Evil fans did, but it was going too heavy down the kind of shooter action range, like especially with Resident Evil 6. But I love what they did with 7. I love the direction that the franchise is going in now, and I can't wait for the future of it. But
yeah.
But yeah, there's some of those like Resident Evil 0, I think Resident Evil, like I think it was like the Resident Evil 1 remake, like remaster. I still need to do that one. And the Resident Evil 2 remake has been in the works for a long time. I don't think we have a date or anything on that, but whenever that one finally comes out, that one
eventually.
Yeah, that one could be a lot of good. That one could be pretty good too.
Yeah, and also for the people that like Xbox 360 games as well and the retro games, you also get access to games such as Pac-Man Championship Edition and Metal Slug.
Okay, so it has 360 games on it as well.
360 games and Xbox One games are on the Xbox Game Pass, yes.
Okay, so yeah, see, I think they announced that at E3 that they were going to be that they're going to start having some original Xbox games in their pass program and in their backwards compatible program as well too.
I really
I mean they've oh, sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good. You're good. No, you guys are good. You both started at the same time. It's good. No, go ahead, Hamso.
Okay, they did start putting Xbox 360 games as backwards compatibility not far long after the launch of the original Xbox One.
That's nice.
And I think the Xbox Game Pass came like a good couple of months ago, if I believe. And so it's more of a variety of what you can get for free.
Yeah, it's been about that. It's been about that long, I'd say. It's been around for a little while now. Yeah. I remember actually telling you about it when it first started, but I just haven't really looked into it that much more. But
you should. You definitely should. It sounds good though. But I was just gonna say that I still really want to get my own copy of the remastered Crash Bandicoot.
Oh yeah, we still need to get that.
I haven't gotten that, and I'm like, I want it. And speaking of Pac-Man, there was there's this bar that we go to every once in a great while, and there's an arcade downstairs that I always thought was like a modern day arcade, like Nickelcade or something. Well, about a month ago, one of the last times I went up there, I actually went into the arcade for the first time, and it was all just like had a sign. Play at your own risk. Some of the machines don't work, but it had Miss Pac-Man, Tron. It had all the old school arcade games, and it was just so cool. I was having a total nerd moment. Next time we go to Cruisers, we're going down to the arcade.
Yeah,
we're taking a few ones because I have a change maker thingy to get quarters and
Yeah, I don't think I can even tell you the last. What decade it even was the last time I played Pac-Man.
It was so nostalgic.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, from what you sound like, it sounded like they had quite a few like vintage cabinets there and stuff. Like,
oh yeah,
it sounded like a lot of good ones. Hey, Saint Demons in chat, Destiny 2 beta today. Oh yeah, the Destiny 2 PC beta went live today. I mean, we're obviously we actually have a lot of Destiny 2 stuff that we're gonna get into here pretty soon, but.
Yes, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, but it was the PC. The PC beta went live today for the pre-orders, and then I believe the open starts tomorrow.
And it is 8 days away for the console release.
Yeah. Before we get into that, though, before we start heading down on the Destiny 2 stuff, I was continuing with kind of just what we've been getting into the last.
I tend to jump the gun.
No, that's how they go. A lot of podcasts are like that, so don't worry about it.
True.
So Homicide, was there anything else you've been getting into?
Yeah, I've been getting into a bit of Dirt Rally as I'm
Dirt Rally.
a huge fan of the Dirt series. I used to stream Dirt Showdown,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Dirt series, went to a close for me when I completed it until I got a hold of Dirt Rally, and it is difficult to control the cars on Dirt Rally.
I bet.
Insane.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten into that series. I haven't really played like racing games or anything like that too much.
I'm very picky about my racing games. Like, I really enjoy racing games when I find a good one, but I don't like just any racing game where it's like the typical nice racing cars. I like it when it's like regular cars, like a Mini Cooper, just cars you wouldn't expect to race. Like,
well, we're also going to be getting into the September games for gold, and one of those games I kind of peeked at the list already, and one of those games I think we should get for you to try out because it's a racing game that I think you'll like.
Charles Fusion.
I'd be down. We just have
Charles Fusion is one hell of a game to get control of. It's a pain to start off with. Some tricks, there's some things you need to get used to, like trying to bunny hop with the bikes as well. And there's also some cool player models you can get, like Rayman.
Yeah,
which I'm using currently.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, so pretty much for me, it's been a lot of the same, a lot of Warframe and PUBG, but but when was it? It was last week, wasn't it? Uncharted: The Lost Legacy dropped, and we got that wrapped up.
It was last Wednesday.
Yeah, it was last Wednesday when it came out, I believe, and then I got it wrapped up on stream.
Wait, no, it was Tuesday.
At oh yeah, it would have been Tuesday because Tuesdays is when games come out. So yeah, it was Tuesday when it actually came out. Yeah, we got it wrapped up at 5 a.m. our time on. Would that have been Saturday morning, I think?
I had only seen bits and pieces, which I was okay with because I still want to play it myself. And I don't mind any spoilers because I was already spoiled on so much that I just love the series and I don't care how I find out about things that happen in the series. Surprisingly.
Well, I usually try and keep away from spoilers, which I am going to. I'm going to keep away from spoilers still with Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. As just a quick note, though, when I get into Destiny 2 here in a minute, there is kind of a spoiler, but it is getting out everywhere, so most people have kind of heard of it. But it's not anything really too crazy because I've been trying to stay away from Destiny 2 spoilers, and it's just something that we've all kind of been expecting was going to be in the game anyways. But I digress. Back at Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. It was great. It was phenomenal. If you're a fan of the Uncharted series, especially if you're a fan of Uncharted 4, especially because it's normally when you say it's more of the same, it kind of sounds like a bad thing, but in that case, it's a great thing because the Uncharted series is so good.
One thing I love the most about the Uncharted series is like when I actually played the first one and got through it, I was so surprised with the end that it was like. And then with the end in A Thief's End Uncharted 4, it's just, I love how they have those plot twists where it's like, it takes a completely different turn that you're not expecting. Even though you've played so many, you would like expect to, I don't know how to explain it, but watching the gameplay of The Lost Legacy was really fun. And I can't wait to play it. I just need to get the internet on the PS4 working. And The Lost Legacy had it. It had a nice plot twist in it. It had a character in there that I wasn't expecting. So when they showed up, I was like, my mind was blown. Yeah, and then I could tell you're getting close to the end, and I wanted to watch, but I fell asleep. And it was awesome. I mean, the stream that night when we got it finished. It was an awesome stream too. Like everyone in chat, you could tell they were just really glued to this story, and it was an awesome experience. I mean, I haven't because like I haven't really. I mean, I've played like Horizon Zero Dawn and stuff, which is a phenomenal game in its own right, but I haven't kind of played it in a while.
so I haven't played like an adventure game, you know, with like a linear adventure game, like with the that's really like narrative heavy. So it was kind of a different experience. It was a different game, you know, than I usually stream. So it was refreshing, really, pretty much, you know.
It was actually Saturday night because it was the night we were supposed to do zombies, or play zombies, and
it was. Yeah.
Though this Saturday we are planning on it. I know that's kind of out of the blue. Well, no, it's just off subject, but still.
But we also want to get one of the new video, well, they call them videos, movies, you know, but the new maps.
Right.
In Infinite Warfare Zombies. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like I think it's like kind of 50s themed, and it's like radioactive aliens or something. Like I can't remember what it was called, but
yeah, the Lost Legacy is, I think everybody should get it. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to start it. I know I shouldn't. Well, I haven't played it yet, so I can't say per se personally, but seeing you play it, knowing that I love all the Uncharted series, I am super stoked to get into it.
And the thing is, too, is it is a little bit shorter than like a full-length one, and it wasn't a full, you know, $60 price game. It was $39.99, so it was, you know, budget price. I think I finished it in just barely under 11 hours.
Yeah, you did finish it pretty quick.
So it's not like crazy short or anything, but it is, you know, a little bit shorter than probably, you know, the first 4 Uncharted's. Mm-hmm. But like I said, it had, you know, amazing visuals, the environments, like my God, the world design in it. It had the big crazy bombastic like action set pieces, you know, that you expect from the Uncharted games. Especially you're controlling the character the whole time, so it's like
she even had a phone and took plenty of pictures.
Yeah, she even had a phone. Yeah, that you could take pictures. Yeah, it was really well. And you have to figure that, you know, the series is going to keep going in some aspect, and this was almost like a test to see somebody in that leading role other than Nathan Drake. Mm-hmm. And I think it worked perfectly. Like I think they can keep the series going without him, you know?
With them having that unexpected character, I found that very interesting. That I'm like, maybe this is like a stepping stone to the other one's own.
Yeah. I've been thinking about that ever since the end of 4.
I also kind of wouldn't be surprised if they do have something in the works, but I can see them putting it on hold until they see how The Lost Legacy does.
Well, the thing is, that studio is also developing The Last of Us too.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the same studio that makes that. I still
never finished that one.
I know. Oops. Roast me. I still have not finished Last of Us 1 either.
We get so busy, and then we get so distracted, and then we're like, "Ooh, shiny thing." Mm-hmm.
All right, so we might as well jump into, we might as well jump right into Destiny 2. Or no, actually, real quick before we get into that, Homicidal, you had something on the Games for Gold, right?
Yeah, I'm just lucky I can remember them off the top of my head.
Well, I have the ones for September here. I have them on my phone, so.
But I think we've gone through August's as well. But if we haven't, your August Game for Gold games are still Slime Rancher, then it's Trials Fusion, and the Xbox 360 Game for Gold is Red Faction Armageddon.
Okay, yeah, I still need to try that one.
Yeah,
we have so many unfinished games.
Also, I've got a racing game to recommend.
Ooh.
And this racing game is not like Trials Fusion or like, I'd think of it like Need for Speed sort of a game. It's called The Crew. Wow. And with its recent update and DLC called Calling All Units, you can basically either play as a general racer or a police officer.
Okay.
That'd be a general reason.
I've heard a lot about this series, but I've never played it, and I've been seeing it pop up more lately. So they recently just had an expansion or something. You said,
Yeah,
or was it just like
Colonial Units is the recent DLC for it.
Okay.
The DLCs do automatically download, well, as updates, but to access them you've got to buy the DLC.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But you do get some accessibility to the DLC as well. So if you don't buy the DLC, at least you get an option to get the crates. But there is an offsite to Colonial Units as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which is where it separates itself from Need for Speed.
Right. Well, and it took ages to finally figure out what the name of the one racing game was that I fell in love with, but it was like
Project Gotham Racing.
It was Project Gotham Racing that I fell in love with.
Yeah, PGR.
And just even the soundtrack to that.
That was back incredible. On the 360, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when I was playing 360. I wasn't always a PlayStation lover.
Mm-hmm. All right, so those were the August ones, and how many days are left in August? So you're only gonna have a couple days left to swoop those ones up.
Yeah.
So I might have to hurry and get Slime Rancher before. Oh, okay. I don't think I've asked you about this real quick about Slime Rancher though. Does it have any kind of like multiplayer components or anything like that in it?
That's the problem. It doesn't. No.
It doesn't. Okay. Okay, yeah, I don't think I was really expecting one.
Yeah, because it'd be, extremely awkward if there was a multiplayer platform in it for the sheer fact of how big this game is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to jump on and probably get that tonight.
But on Thursday, I had to go to work the day after the wedding. I wore his Destiny shirt, which I usually don't wear any of his Destiny clothes because I'm like, some things you can still keep for yourself. But I caved and wore one. And there was even a few people at work that were like, I didn't know you played. I'm so excited. I'm so hyped for Destiny 2. And I'm like, I know.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, a lot of people at work don't realize how much I kind of play.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm super stoked.
Yeah, I am too. I cannot believe we're pretty much a week away at this point. So and actually there was a lot of new videos and a lot of new info and stuff that dropped pretty much this last week, but especially over this last weekend. And okay, so I'm kind of getting into that somewhat of a spoiler territory, but a lot of people have probably heard it. And I'm not sure exactly how this news came out. I think it was I don't think because Bungie didn't release it in like an official like Bungie like trailer or announcement or anything like that. I think it was some gameplay video footage that came out, and somebody just noticed it from, like slowing it down and just doing what the Destiny community does, nitpicking every little piece of content.
You have to do that with Destiny. I mean, there's so many Easter eggs in one trailer that it's like, yeah. And there was one trailer we watched over the weekend that I'm actually super excited for.
But I'm trying to go into Destiny 2 as blind as I possibly can, but
that's going to be impossible within next week.
Especially, because I heard this all over on all the Destiny podcasts today at work.
What
but
day of the week is
if you don't want to know anything, you watch this on YouTube later, stop or pause or, do whatever.
Spoilers.
But yeah, but the Taken King subclasses are going to be in Destiny 2. So Night Stalker's returning. Jesus, what was the Taken King subclass for Titan? Hammers, right? I think Hammers. And then
it was Hammer Assault for Titan, Night Stalker for Hunter, and Stonecaller for Warlock.
There you go. There you go. So in the video footage, they opened up like a chest, it looked like in the EDZ, and they got this. it procced this mission, I think, or this quest or something is what it was, I think. And it was clearly like a purple kind of emblem, so it was definitely void, and it was called Broken Arrow. And
I was just whispering what you said, like an echo. I was being your echo.
Oh, okay. You tripped me out.
Broken Arrow. It needed an echo.
Yeah. So I mean that's like an obvious reference to obviously the Night Stalker, exactly. So and like I was saying, I think a lot of people pretty much a lot of people were expecting the subclasses, those particular subclasses, to return in D2.
I'm just interested. Like, I think what you told me about them rolling it out is a really good idea, but it's like we were talking in the car on the way home about like the dedicated servers and how they're trying to take the best of this, and the best of that is that I hope they actually.
Yeah, we were talking about the whole net code
because there's
with them. Let's just be clear though that it's not dedicated servers. You almost made it sound like that.
Oh, sorry.
It is peer to peer still, but
that's my biggest concern about Destiny 2 is that it's still peer to peer.
Yeah, the net code, and hopefully it's better than. Especially in PvP. Especially in PvP. That's when it got really frustrating.
I'm drawing a blank. What was the name of that preview that we did watch over the weekend? So first there was the Destiny 2 launch trailer, then there was the European Dead Zone trailer. Dead Zone trailer
is the one that you were talking about.
Yeah, Dead Zone. I'm excited for that.
And Homicidal and I got into that a little bit on our last edition of the Daily Dose. And
yep.
And I think at that point, I don't think you had seen the European Dead Zone trailer. Did you ever see that yet?
I had a little bit of a look at it. It looks quite sweet. It looks pretty good, but weird at the same time.
It looks cool because then you have to find a way to get in, and not all of them are going to be easy to get into. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for that adventure of not wasting time because I'd be enjoying my time, but...
Yeah, Saint in chat says, I've nothing about lag today in PC, in PvP. I think I think that was some kind of predictive. Did you mean that you've had nothing but lag, or you haven't had any lag? I can't really. I think there's probably some predictive in there.
But. Huh.
I hope that it's not nothing but lag. That I really don't want to hear that. Granted, it is a beta, so. But,
yeah, again, the beta went smooth for the Xbox, and PlayStation 4, so why shouldn't it go smooth for PC? Yet again, they're having help from Activision, which do specialize in PC gaming. So.
Yeah, and the PC version, it's not just like a console ported to the PC like a lot of games do. It's actually built from the ground up, like its own version, which is why it's coming out in the end of October.
I may sound like a total tard, but with PC games, weren't you saying that they are on dedicated servers?
A lot of games on PC are dedicated servers usually.
Yeah, because I was just wondering, because they did delay the PC beta. That I wonder if it's just overloaded.
Well, no, because Saint actually in chat, he just cleared it up. He said he hasn't had any lag, and he hasn't heard anybody saying anything about it either. So.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So that's good news. That's
very
good news.
For a second, dude.
That's a good note.
Yeah, no, like I said, it was probably some kind of predictive, autocorrect is what I meant. Yeah, autocorrect.
Yeah, because all these ducks I care about.
Text is horrible.
I know, it's so bad. It really is.
No, so the other day I was trying to use speak to text, and I went to say the word apologized, and it spelled out psychiatrist. And I'm like, how the hell do you get psychiatrist out of apologized? I just looked at my phone like, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
No, you're all good, Sam.
Too. You're good.
Yeah. No, that I'm glad. So I didn't pre-order it for PC yet, so I haven't been able to jump on the PC beta today, but I will be getting into it tomorrow. So I should be able to, my own 2 cents on next week's episode. But
that we are gonna get back on schedule because I miss doing the dual stream Saturdays and the podcast every Sunday.
Yeah, I know. We really need to get back in that routine again too.
Routine.
I mean, it's the same thing as our last edition of the Daily Dose. Homicidal and I was saying, you know, how we're really trying to get back on that, which we would have done today, but the podcast was delayed, so we'll have to do something tomorrow.
This is the first time I've been on your stream since we've been married, I think. Because the day of the wedding, we were originally going to come home and do like a special stream, but then we ended up going out to eat, and then we didn't get home till like 11, and then I had to work the next day, and then life happened.
Right.
It did. It happened so fast.
All right. Yeah. Saint said the only bad thing was hooking up with Brent and having to make another account and buying the game again.
Weird.
Huh.
Sounds odd.
Yeah.
What day of the week is it that Destiny 2 comes out in 8 days?
I think it's a Wednesday, right? Because Saint says it was something about friend request. Yeah, it's a Wednesday because when the release date was the 8th, I remember that being a Friday, but then they moved it to the 6th, so it was Wednesday.
Yeah, there's an easy way for me to remember it. I start college on Tuesday and I get my money on Thursday.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
I was just curious because we usually have to get up at we have to get up ready and out of the house by at least 7:30. So I mean, it'll probably be a work night that will go to the midnight release since we already pre-ordered the game. Yeah, I'm glad we paid for it in full.
See, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure that's how I heard how they're doing it. It's this like midnight rollout. So like people in like Australia, you know, are gonna. So for instance, like in our case, Homicidal will be playing it before I would, you know,
right?
Because obviously his midnight is gonna be there before our midnight. So usually. Like here in America, when the normal midnight releases, it would normally be midnight Eastern, which means that we would be able to get it at 10 o'clock. Remember, we would go to GameStop at like 10 o'clock on midnight releases. Which was
nice for the following day after at work, but
right.
The 6th is a Wednesday.
But this time, I think it will actually be like at midnight. And who knows? Like, I mean, you would think it's going to be a big launch, so you would think GameStop would be open and still do it. Like, I don't know. I'm still a little hazy on some of the finer details, I guess.
I just wonder if, because like I remember there was one that they had where we thought it was going to be packed, so we went a little later, and then they actually released it early, so that by the time we got there, they were just about to close.
Yeah.
So we should probably call them by the end of this week.
Yeah.
And get like a heads up on what time to be there.
Well, remember, I also pre-ordered 4 pop vinyl, Destiny 2 pop vinyls too.
And you can move the balance of some of the pop vinyls over to a different pop vinyl.
But those actually come out like I think a week after the game, right. So that's actually at a later date. Saint in chat, 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
LOL, just kidding. Kappa. But yeah.
Oh, at 10 a.m. I'm using ACW.
Well, thing is when normally when like updates and like Bungie does everything at 10 a.m. Pacific, like their live streams, when patches roll out, when updates, when the weekly update goes out. Like Bungie always does everything at like 10 a.m. Pacific, except like a major release like this.
True.
I'm pretty sure. I can't remember where I even heard this. I think it was just some Destiny podcasts and stuff. I think.
It was something that you listened to on your phone.
Yeah, this like midnight rollout thing.
I think it's smart though.
It is smart because
I think they should do it, because if they do it to where it's like midnight Eastern time, it's gonna turn out like Rise of Iron, and you're gonna be bumped down.
Rise of Iron was a nightmare. It was pretty bad. I mean, I do kind of give Bungie credit for kind of getting it. I don't want to say resolved, like, I mean, because it was like an hour or two. It took most people about an hour or two to finally get in, but considered with how much, like, how bad the servers were being bombarded and everything, I'm sure they probably had to do to get it fixed. They did. They really did do kind of handle it well at the time and get it done.
They did, because I mean, it
but this
wasn't
is going to
too
be
long.
This is going to be so much worse than Rise of Iron.
I'm super stoked though. Like,
I heard that Destiny 2 actually has had more pre-orders, more people play the betas than even Destiny 1. So I mean, this is going to be huge. I mean, we're bringing a whole new platform into the community.
I hope that it does good on PC, because I know you're going to want to get it on PC.
Well, everything I've heard is that it plays phenomenally on PC. We might have to have Saint kind of let us know what he thinks as far as this is concerned. Like, everything I've been hearing so far is you know, it's amazing on PC is what I'm gathering.
2 cents drill down, Saint.
So I hope that I hope that the PC community embraces it, though. You know, like, that's what I really want to see, is have it get really good reviews. I mean, like, the people, I mean, because there's, me and Saint have talked about this, there's a lot of people, a lot of console players moving to PC. But the ones I'm really interested about are the PC, like, the ones that only play PC, that never played Destiny 1 because they only play PC. So that's what I really want to see. I want to see their reaction to D2
when they had
a month from now, 6 months from now.
When Bungie did that super secretive release beta PC console thing for big streamers in the Destiny community.
Oh,
remember when they got that thing in the mail? It's like, be here, and
the gameplay reveal. You mean?
Yeah, the gameplay reveal. I just remember hearing so many good things about them trying the beta on the PC. So I think it's gonna be good. I just hope it turns out to be as good as I hope it is going to.
Yeah, I just hope it gets embraced by like the PC only crowd. That's that this is their first experience with Destiny, because they've never played D1, you know. Saint says not to talk crap on consoles, but it looks 100 times better, handles awesome, and a ton of streamers said they're going to main computer. No, I know, that's I would say the same thing. That's pretty much the same thing I've heard, is it looks way better. And I've heard of a lot of people are going to main it on PC. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of people from the Destiny community as well, that, like, established people in the Destiny community that did play play Destiny 1 on consoles and stuff, that they're going to main it on PC.
And that's to be expected, because I know
I might even main it on PC. I'm obviously getting the Xbox version.
Right.
But then once the PC version comes out, I mean, obviously I will go back to the Xbox at times, but I'm willing to bet I probably will main it on PC.
I have this question for Saint. If he mains PC, like, all the time, is this all about PC? Did he play? Like, I would assume he played the console version of Destiny.
Oh yeah. Saint is a big Destiny fan. He's like me. He even knows a lot of the Destiny community people. He watches all the Destiny podcasts. Yeah,
that's what I figured. I was like, I like.
He says it's just so sharp and snappy. Yeah, I can't wait, dude. I can't wait for tomorrow. I've been dying to play it on PC because of everything I've heard about it. Like,
I'll try my hardest to get off on time. Hopefully I don't get stuck on a call.
Yeah. Speaking of which, can't you... I don't know what it's like for people that's going to play it just openly, since I didn't pre-order it, but can't you pre-order, or excuse me, not pre-order, pre-download the beta, I think? Like, couldn't I download it tonight, so then when I get out tomorrow...
You should.
I think, I mean, because I know people that had the pre-order were able to do that. Because I remember Saint telling me, I think it was Saint. I think he downloaded it. Oh, okay, yeah, Saint said yes. Because I remember, I think it was Saint. He was saying something. I think he was downloading it like a couple days ago. And I think Homicidal, didn't you? I think Homicidal was saying something about it too. He saw.
Yeah, I heard that it's only going to be a closed beta.
Well, no, it is going to be open. It's the beta for the people that pre-ordered it started today, and then the open one will start tomorrow.
All right.
So it's just a day advantage.
So I'll
which was the same way on
PC
console.
beta.
I don't know if it's just me or the camera, but I feel like my lips look funny. Now that's completely off subject, but it's been tripping me out the whole time. Like, it looks like flat, and then I don't know. It's been a long day.
No, mine even seems like mine look a little redder than they really are.
Well, and it's like I look there, and it looks like half of them were like it's not. I don't know. I'm crazy.
No.
Certified.
Certified. Right. So yeah, I just can't believe we're finally getting this close to Destiny. But speaking a little bit more about the European Dead Zone trailer, like it, I'm stoked for. I mean, because I've definitely talked about it a lot. One of the big things I've really been anticipating in Destiny 2 is like the change to like patrols and the open world exploration, because like European Dead Zone is supposed to be this it's supposed to be their biggest play space that like they've ever done, and
I'm super excited for Dead Zone.
And we saw on the trailer, the European Dead Zone trailer, like like we said, all the lost sectors, all the adventures, the public events, the heroic public events, they kind of showed. And what's awesome, like how you get a regular public event to trigger into a heroic public event, each one can be different. There can be different things that you have to do. Like it can be, like there was this like crazy, like drill contraption, and you had to like shoot certain things, and then if you did them all in a certain amount of time, then it would trigger the heroic. So you have to actually figure out what you have to do to trigger the heroic.
Like a puzzle.
And there's I guess there's supposedly so many different types of public events, and
could you imagine if they ever
it just looks like there's a lot of content.
Could you imagine if we ever come across like a Destiny puzzle?
We haven't, right? Now that you say that, we don't. I know they have them. I just can't believe I haven't thought of.
I've really been wanting to get started on the next puzzle. You just brought up puzzles, so it got my mind pumping.
Yeah. I mean, and then even adding on to that, lost sectors. You'll see the lost sectors symbol painted or like on a wall, and that just means that there's one near. So then you have to find the entrance to it, and I've heard Bungie devs say some of them are easier to find than others. So some of the entrances are going to be really hard to find. Some will be super.
I bet the first few ones that you come across when you start out from like, I don't know what they would call it, like where you spawn. I bet the first few ones from there are going to be easy, but then they're going to get harder. And they look fun because I like puzzles and puzzle things related and figuring. That's what I love about Uncharted.
Exactly. I was just going to say that.
I love how Uncharted, you come across this like maze type of thing and you have to figure out which ones to hit first, or, It's gotten me stuck on a few of them a few times, but I still love the puzzle aspect of it. I've just always loved puzzles.
There was actually Deej, and one of the Bungie devs was actually on Fireteam Chat recently, and they actually said, I'm glad you brought this up, because he actually said that, so these public events and lost sectors and adventures and all that, you'll be able to jump into as soon as you start playing the game, pretty much. It's not like you have to go through like the main kind of campaign missions and then you can kind of do it, or you don't open like one by one as you progress. Like the European Dead Zone, all of it's like open to explore the first time boots on the ground.
Well, see, I figured you'd played console before, but it's just.
Yeah. Saint said, Fusha, I used to main PS4.
So I kind of assumed that you had at least played console, but I just remember him telling me how you're all about PC and no consoles. So I'm like, wait a minute. If he's all about PC and doesn't have a console, this must be a recent change.
Well, I don't know. I mean, because I recently got into
recent
PC
enough
gaming.
That you were able to play Destiny on console, and now like you must be super stoked that it's going to PC since you've like given away all your consoles and just main PC.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I'm not going to be. I think I'll main it too. I'm sure I'll probably main it.
I'm sure you will.
Because even look at Warframe, like, because I have Warframe on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and I only played on PC.
You yourself play a lot less consoles and a lot more PC.
I know.
It's getting to the point where when you play console, you're like, whoa, wait, controller, not mouse and keyboard. It's kind of adorable.
Speaking of which, there's a clip on my Twitch channel that I showed you last, I showed you last night.
It's so great.
Right after I say like, God, this is weird with sticks, and I hold up the PlayStation controller, and I'm playing Uncharted Lost Legacy, and I'm with Chloe, and I throw the rope up into the tree to rope swing, and I go to jump off the ledge, and then just face planted right into the ground. The character
just like half jumped and just went right back down, and it was classic. It was the greatest thing.
Yeah,
it cracked me up. I'm
yeah,
like,
it's pretty funny. It's definitely worth checking out in the clips.
Yeah, you've been playing a lot more PC, which I don't blame you, because I want to get into more PC, but there'll be a day for that. But
yeah, there will be.
I don't know. I'm still mostly consoles right now, but I still like PC. So.
All right. God, I'm trying to think real quick there. I know there was another thing, like Destiny 2 related, like in that news. I mean, there was a lot that came out, but I'm also trying to stay away from.
When I went to go pick him up from work, this is my biggest problem with Destiny. I love the game, but I'm not the best player, so it's kind of hard for me to get used to being able to actually successfully play the game without dying 10 different times. I mean, it can get frustrating for me at times, and when I went to go pick him up, I stopped at the gas station to get a drink, and these two guys were like, oh, I can't wait for Destiny 2 to come out. And I'm like, yeah, it's 8 days. And they had made a comment about how it was actually hard for them to get into because they were getting frustrated with it. And I was like, I was the same way. And it's like, I had told them what you always told me, is that most professionals would be like, this is like the easiest game. And I'm like, no, it's not for me. Like, even playing it on easy, I'm like still dying. So
it just kind of depends though, because like raids at time, like at times are known to be pretty hard. Like the Nightfalls were supposed to be like, for the kind of top tier. It just made me happy
that Destiny wasn't.
But I have heard
hard for me.
But I had heard like a lot in the community of like a lot of people not like, that was the thing that they didn't like about it, is that it was like too easy at times.
Exactly. Well,
at times
it frustrated me a few times, because I mean, if you guys see our Joel stream when we do zombies, I'm not the best with grenades, but I mean, like, my gameplay has gotten better. I've just been rusty, so it took me a second to actually have enough dedication to continue to play Destiny without getting frustrated that it kept dying.
Right.
So it felt kind of nice to hear these other random strangers at the gas station talk about Destiny. It's like, ooh, I'm not the only one it was hard for a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow to try this out on PC. And one thing, like, I haven't really like spoke a lot too much, but I'm actually hyped to play like even PvP, like I kind of that last half of Destiny 1 I got into playing a lot more PvP, and when we played the Destiny 2 beta on console, I played a ton of PvP, obviously, because all we had was the one story and the one strike, but I was liking the PvP in D2. Like, I like a lot of the changes that they made.
I think you're going to really enjoy Destiny 2 because this time you got more friends to play with. Whereas before, you were just starting out on gaming and streaming and connections. And it's like, yeah, my sister and brother-in-law play, but, they're not always on. So it's like, now you definitely got more people to...
Well, especially with Team MZ and all the homies from all the chat and stuff.
So that just makes me excited for you.
Oh, yeah, I need to add that real quick. Saint said in chat, with the PC beta, they fixed a lot of the shit from the console beta. And I wanted to say that too. Yeah, I heard about that a lot of the feedback that they got from the console betas, I heard Bungie say that they were going to be addressed in the PC beta. And also,
they're doing their best to listen to the fans.
Bungie has always been very good at that. I mean, yeah, there's times when... they can not do stuff that, a lot of people want changed. I mean, but you're going to get that anywhere. But for the most part, Bungie is really good at dealing with the community. Like Deej and Cosmo, their community people, I guess, like, are amazing at what they do.
Well, not to sidetrack you too much, but that was another thing that we were talking about earlier, though, too, is with the Bungie listening to the media, to the support that all these
to the community and feedback,
to the community, is how we were saying, I hope there's not as many droughts between content droughts, and I would hope that, like you were saying something about like season things, that I hope
they've been saying something about seasons,
because the hype is for real on Destiny 2, that it's like as soon as you get past all the once the hype dies down, I would hope they release new content within enough time to not just be like, oh, they didn't release new content, it's a drought, there's I would hope they fix that much at least.
Yeah, so that is probably because like I'll have Homicidal go first, and then I'll answer it as well, and I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be your answer as well too. But so Homicidal, like, what is, like, going into it, what would it is going to be like? What's your kind of like biggest, I guess, like a worry you can say, or like the thing you're going to be like paying attention to the most?
The biggest worry I would have to say is PvP.
Okay, reasonable. Reasonable, because especially because I was gonna say that because you're kind of like me, where you don't really play like a ton like a PvP.
Well, and you're right. It's, you know me so well, because that's like the main thing I'm worried about in like PvP is how many red bars there'd be where you die instantly and you shot the dude more than they shot you, and it's like
the netcode and all that. Yeah,
the netcode and all of that. So I mean, that's one concern I do have, but I would like to hope that they did do what they said they did, with where they got the best from peer-to-peer and where they got the best from dedicated, that it is like a new hybrid thing where it could be a game changer. It could be an entirely big game changer.
It could be a changer for the industry, like if it does kind of what they said it's supposed to do, then it could be something.
I'm hopeful for that.
But Homicidal, is that kind of like your worry with PvP is like the netcode part of it?
Well, first off, it would have to be the red bars, for the sheer fact of the amount of people that's going to be in the games now.
Right.
Because now they're going to be having up to 16 people in a multiplayer match. In a Crucible match. Whilst back in Destiny 1 they had 12. So the more people that you're going to have, the more red bars are going to occur, which could possibly be more lag within a game or more disconnections, causing, issues within like the game itself.
Well, and I had never heard, I could be wrong, don't quote me, but I never heard of them doing like a hybrid where it's the dedicated and like they took the good from peer-to-peer and the good from dedicated.
I don't know
hybrid idea, so I'm not entirely sure how it's gonna work.
I don't know if it's ever been done before.
That's my same biggest concern too. Homicidal is how there's a lot more in the community this time. There's a bigger crowd that
because you're bringing
they're
the
all
PC.
gonna be at once. So it's like I really hope they don't overload the servers and that it doesn't cause the game to crash when there's such high expectations for it to be incredible. And I'm psyched for it. So
because it's kind of weird, because I heard like every PvP mode is going to be 4v4, but also in like the farm, so like social instances, or when you go to like the European Dead Zone to where there's other players. There's going to be more in that than what they had in D1, and that's like and that's like exactly to what you guys are saying. Like that could be a worry on the netcode if it's not any better than D1 was.
You would think Bungie kind of has prepared for this because they've seen how much the community has grown.
They're smart and they're good at what they do. So it's just the netcode's a big thing. That one is a huge worry for me as well too, the whole PvP and the netcode and all that. But just as big for me is the content drops. That's the big thing for me too. I mean, I think it was before, it was after like the Dark Below or something, I think, and then to Taken King. there was like a year drought, and then there was even practically like a year drought from pretty much from Rise of Iron to now. I mean, there was a couple like small kind of seasonal little events in there, but and Eric Hirschberg from Activision has mentioned this a lot, that there's this new content delivery system, and from what I've been seeing, like the game does definitely seem a whole hell of a lot bigger. It does seem like there's definitely a lot more stuff to do, but the thing is sustaining it over a long period of time and not having these content droughts. What?
I need to put the clothes in the dryer.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry.
So that's just about, that's a big enough worry for me, just about as big as the netcode as well too. So, and bottom line, both of those issues, it's going to be a wait and see. Mm-hmm. What it's like a month from now, 6 months, whatever.
Although I would admit that I am more psyched and more excited than I am worried, because Bungie, like you said, seems to be pretty good at listening to the community. They
are. They really are. They know, they are very good at knowing, like what the community wants. And
well, it's like Saint just said, the one play area is bigger than all the maps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that and that's the European Dead Zone that we've been talking about.
I'm so excited for the Dead Zone.
I know. I can't wait to explore that, because we've always talked about, me and you love exploring in games. Exploring every little corner, and like
every once in a while we'll get lost in the woods, but it doesn't seem to be too often anymore.
Right.
But still, whether it's in reality, the real world, going up to the mountains, or in a video game, it's still an adventure.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so hyped for it.
That's why we're so good together.
And one of the biggest things is like one of the things I'm like most hyped for is also the story. Like these trailers we've been seeing, Homicidal and I touched a little bit on this on the last Daily Dose edition, but it's very evident, that they're really going hard on this story, right. Like with the narrative in this one, like Homicidal said in the Daily Dose, in the launch trailer, how we saw the speaker. And obviously Bungie has been they've been doing a damn good job this time around on keeping things tight-lipped as far as the story's concerned. I mean, there has been some leaks here and there and whatnot, but for the most part, they've done a lot better than they have in the past at keeping stuff secret. But they've done really good, especially with the story. So we haven't had, the only taste of the story we've had are minor. So there was the one story mission in the beta, and that kind of hit the feels, with how bad Gaul just right. messes us up.
Kicks you, pushes you around.
Exactly. And then in the launch trailer, we see the speaker like that. So that's 2 small doses of story, and both of them were very... They evoked strong emotion. They were very dramatic, and it's nowhere near like Destiny 1 was. Like Destiny 1, that's one of the biggest criticisms people have. Exactly. Saint says Destiny has a story. Who would have thunk? Exactly. Like, in Destiny 2 is supposed to have more cinematics than Bungie has ever done in any of their games. And I think, Destiny 1 had like, even if you count all the expansions, had like 5 or 6 like cutscenes, and so.
Sorry.
So the bar isn't set that high to do better than Destiny 1, but from what we've seen so far, it's looking really good for as far as the story's concerned too.
Right, Destiny has a story. Who'd have thunk?
All right,
I'm a little late to the party.
I know. I just barely read that. But all right.
We're fashionably late. There's a reason we fit together so well.
Exactly.
We'll figure that out someday.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. We've already figured it out.
Exactly. All right. On that note, I think we'll probably wrap it up here. Yeah, that's going to do it this time. So I'm trying to think. So next week's episode, will Destiny be out by then? No, because it will be the one before. Yeah,
It'll
but
be the weekend right before.
But we will be able to talk about the PC beta though a little bit more. So yeah, I want to thank Saint in chat for giving us a little bit on the beta. But thanks for adding to the conversation. Drop by and check out his stream sometime. Twitch.tv/SaintDemon9996. I want to thank Homicidal Lou again for joining us.
Yes, thank you, Homicidal Lou. It's been a good chat. I know I haven't had the chance to talk lately because been busy.
It's fine. Thank you for having me on the podcast.
Yeah, anytime. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube too, I'll have links to Saint Demon's and Homicidal Lou's Twitch channels, as well as my Twitch channel and Fusha's Instagram and stuff.
Yeah, if you actually look up my Instagram at Fusha only, I did post about 2 different pictures that were screenshots of the ceremony.
Oh, of the ceremony. Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, they're not like the best detailed pictures. I mean, they were screenshots from a video. But if you did want to see any of that stuff, it is on my Instagram, as well as a cute pup that we call Slater Tater. Yeah,
he's awesome. All right, but thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching this. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button if you like the video. Sub to the channel for more content, and we will see you next week.
Yes, on a Sunday. Not Saturday.
On a Sunday.
Yeah,
yes.
Not Monday. On a Sunday.